What's going on, YouTube? This is Matthew back here with you today. I've got a couple of recent pickups off of eBay. The mailman just has dropped off at the door, and I thought I'd just go ahead and do a quick video here. Record myself opening them up and share them with you. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm a little bit worried about this one because I just did a video like 2 days ago on how to properly package and ship sports cards. And this is what I believe to be a 5-card lot that I purchased off eBay. That normally should be sent in a small bubble mailer at the least, or like a small bubble mailer, or even one this size. This right here is what it usually costs to ship, $3.50. If it doesn't go over a certain weight. This guy, I don't know how he did it, because I'm going to be honest with you, this weighs quite a bit. This is going to be like, to give you an example, like if you were shipping this many cards, okay? The weight of this is about like that. And somehow this guy managed to ship this to me all the way from Houston, Texas, with one little stamp. And that shows me somebody at the post office is not doing their job, but it also is probably damaged. And the reason I say that, this thing has been bent. When I got it out of my mailbox, it was actually bent like this, okay? Now, I realize that I'm damaging the product inside even worse, you might say, but trust me, if it's damaged, it's already damaged because my mailman stuck it in my mailbox bent in half like that, okay? So I'm going to cut into this thing here real quick and we'll see. And this wasn't like, it's not like this is a Mickey Mantle or a, Willie Mays card from the 50s or anything, but still, when you buy something off of eBay or offline, you would like to get it in decent shape, when you get it. Now, he did put these in card savers, and he's got them taped to an envelope, a little piece of notebook paper, it looks like. Actually, it's a big piece. He does have these taped into the paper. And this right here really bugs me. For one thing you want to do when you're selling on eBay, or selling anywhere for that matter, sports cards, you do not want to make it hard on the person to get their package open. There is no reason that I should have to go through this much trouble. To be honest with you, now I see why it folded so easy. He's got the cards, and so usually what I would do is put these in a small envelope and send a smaller envelope instead of this, but this guy sent this. But anyway, if I can ever get the tape off of them, there's no reason to do this. This piece of notebook paper is not going to protect these cards, okay? At all. Not at all. For one thing, if you can bend it that easy, it's not going to offer protection. There's no use to put a piece of paper around the cards and tape them. Okay, this was an autograph lot that I purchased, and I'm actually amazed at the shipping this way because I know the guy that sent these. I've bought from him before. I've never really had a problem with him, and I also know that I can trust his autographs because he's a guy that I've dealt with in the past, and I've been able to have some of the autographs I've purchased from him that he said he got in person authenticated, and they were very much authentic. So I'm not really worried about that, and I can also tell from a lot of these guys already have copies of their autograph, so I already know that they're authentic. I can tell by comparing them to my own, but because most of these guys do sign through the mail. However, I got this lot of cards right here cheap enough that I had to buy it because I'm an Indians autograph collector. First one here is Deion James on a 1990 Topps. As you can see, it's not much of an autograph, but that is how Deion James signs through the mail. He is a good TTM signer. If you've got cards of him and you want to get his autograph, you can get his address. You can actually message me here on YouTube, and I'll give it to you. He's a good TTM signer. Yeah, he's really good. It's a pretty quick return rate, but he's not got much of a signature. But can't complain about a guy that signs for free through the mail. This one right here, I never did know how to pronounce this guy's name, but I'm assuming it's Bayou Alred. He was a former prospect of the Indians that never really done much. Again, 1990 Topps. I didn't actually have his autograph, so on this card. So this goes with, this will help me fill out my 1990s Topps team set, which I think I only need about 3 more cards autographed to have the entire Indians 1990 Topps Indians team set completely signed. And if I do manage to get that complete, I will share that with you in a video. The hardest one that I don't have is Steve Olin, who passed away back in 1991 in a terrible accident, and that's the holdup, is I can't find one to purchase from the 1990 set. I found many Steve Olin autographs online for sale. They're kind of pricey because he's been deceased for a long time. The biggest problem is where he died at such a young age. I mean, this guy was in his 20s when he died. He never really had the time to sign a whole lot of cards. Guys that are still living that played back in this time range probably signed, hundreds of thousands of cards by now. This guy never signed that much, so it's hard. And when I do see a lot of his cards that's autographed, I'm usually seeing Fleer, Donruss. I'm not seeing very, very much Topps. But anyway, the other 3 cards are all from the 88 Topps set. John Farrell. Most you newer viewers out there, younger viewers, I'm sorry, know this guy from being Red Sox manager. This is signed in ink pen, but it's a definite authentic auto. Darryl Ackerfelds, former first round pick of the Seattle Mariners back in 1982. Very highly rated prospect. Never did really make it in the majors, but he did hang around for a while with several teams. I know he pitched for the Mariners organization. He came up, made his debut in '87 with the Indians. He also played for the Rangers and Phillies, where he had his most success as a relief pitcher. And this last one here is another failed prospect, former #1 overall pick in the New York Mets organization, Eddie Williams. Eddie Williams on 88 Topps. So anyway, I got all these autographs here. I'll be honest, we only paid a couple of bucks for this lot, free shipping. So I can't, complain too much. I just can't believe this guy sent these the way he did, but it all worked out. I would have took myself, and since I didn't charge, for a bubble mailer shipping, and this is a 5-card lot, I would have took and probably just took and I would have probably shipped it in with 2 stamps on it for the weight. I don't know how he got by with that weight, but I would have, instead of using those, no, I would have used these, I'm sorry. I'd have put 3 in one, 2 in any other like he did with these, but I would have just shipped them in a standard small envelope. And I wouldn't have done this and put the tape and all that, because when you try to tear cards open with tape like that, you can damage them. I'm sorry. I know this is getting a little bit longer. I'm up to 8 minutes now. So I'll cut into this bubble mailer here real quick and try to get on with that and show you what we got here. Now this is a nice little autograph lot that all came from the same seller. These were all different auctions going off the same day from the same seller. And I'm sure that's why he shipped them to me. He really lost money on me bidding on these because this guy listed well. He runs an eBay store, and he's probably got PayPal business account, which allows him to get cheaper PayPal fees. And the eBay fees were not going to be too bad because of the fact that he didn't really get a whole lot for these, but so he's mainly just getting charged the transaction fee for PayPal. And another thing, again, when you're sending a lot like this, there's no need for a big bubble mailer. Get that smallest one, the cheapest one. You're just costing yourself money and shipping in the bigger one, and there's a better chance of the cards getting damaged when they can slide back and forth in something like this that a mail carrier is just going to bend, stuff it down in this bag and bend it. You got all that extra room. And there's no sense at all. I showed in a recent video just a couple of days ago how to properly package sports cards. There is no need for all this Scotch tape, okay? It destroys the top loads. But what is the biggest thing that pisses me off is I sit here and waste hours trying to open crap all the time from idiots that think that in order to protect a card through the mail that they need to put like 17,000 pieces of Scotch tape on the card. And then I sit here trying to not destroy the cards that I purchased and fight like crazy just to get the tape off the daggone cards. It's ridiculous. And then I have to immediately take them out of the top loads and throw these away, because then I'm sitting here, everywhere I lay the card, it's sticking and pulling the surface off of my daggone furniture, off of my desk, everything. It's just, it's ridiculous, okay? It does not cost very much to buy a roll of painter's tape, okay? And if you don't have, you're not going to find it in the stationery section. Walk back to the hardware section in your Target or Walmart. You'll find it, okay? You can get it in single roll, or you can buy a big roll, or multi-pack small rolls. But I mean, you'll find it. It's not that expensive. And if you're going to go through the trouble of putting this much tape on I mean, this is crazy. Why would anybody do this? I mean, why do people that sell cards, you can't tell me if they're selling cards that they haven't bought cards, that they don't know how pathetic and how much trouble it is to get cards apart when they're done this way. And this guy just totally, I mean, and see, I was trying to hurry. This is why normally I go ahead and open my mail, and then after I've already looked at it and everything, then I do videos on YouTube instead of opening it. I know a lot of guys will get their packages like I'm doing in this video today and share them with you right up front. But this is the problem that I always run into when I try to do that. Very seldom do I ever order something from somebody that actually ships like I do. And this right here really disappoints me, because of the fact that this is a guy like the other that I had bought cards from before and never had problems with, and all of a sudden it's like, boom, it's like, let's screw Matthew Day. That's what I feel like. Let's screw Matthew. Luckily, those autograph cards of the Indians didn't get damaged there, but these right here are really, really nice cards, and I hate that he has destroyed some of these top loads, because these are thicker jersey cards that you really need. I don't like to damage top loads anyway, but like, he has really destroyed a lot of this. I'm going to have to replace the one here this Carson Palmer's in, and this top one for sure, which this is a standard one, and I can't even reuse this with something. I wouldn't reuse it, no way, but it's got tape all over it, worse than gum wax stain on a card. This first one here, I bought all these from the same dealer, as I said. Sorry, took me like 5 minutes to get these open. That makes me so mad. First one here is from, what year was these? This is from 1994 Signature Rookies. Alan Benes, brother of more famous Andy Benes. This guy's a former #1 or top prospect in the Cardinals organization. I believe a first-round draft pick. Yes, he was, back in '93. This was numbered number 4,904 out of 8,650 cards that Alan signed. And it's authentic. And so, anyway, I bid on this. I can see the dealer at his shop or wherever had that priced at $5. I got this for 20 cents. Free shipping. I'll take that. From the very same set, also numbered to 8,650, former National League Rookie of the Year, Todd Hollinsworth, who after his rookie year, he was always a solid platoon player, solid platoon hitter, but never a star. And the main reason he won Rookie of the Year, to be honest with you, there just wasn't much talent that came out of the minors that year into the major league level, and he did have a very good rookie year. He was a solid prospect in the minors for the Dodgers, and that one right there, actually, I bid 55 cents on. But all these were free shipping, and he shipped them all to me together. This is from 2001 Topps Certified Autograph issue. This is Tony Pena Jr., not senior, with the Atlanta Braves. Guaranteed authentic. These are, because they're pulled from packs. And he's a former top prospect that never panned out, never was as good as his dad, that's for sure. His dad was a really good catcher for a lot of years, for over a decade. And then also these, this one I paid 75 cents for. Oh, and the Pena, actually, I was bidding against some Braves fans apparently, or some Pena fans, because Took me like 85 cents to get that, but I'll pay that free shipping for an authentic auto that I didn't have from a collection. And these two, this one was 75 cents. This one was 60 cents free shipping. 75 cents for the Carson Palmer game used jersey. This is when he was still with the Bengals, and it's from 2008 Bowman Sterling, and it's numbered to 199 on the back. 199 Bowman Sterling, Carson Palmer game used jersey. I really loved Carson Palmer, always did. This next one is from basketball, actually, Hall of Famer. This one is not serial numbered, but it is serial numbered on the front. I'm sorry. It is from 2015 Panini Iconic Absolute Basketball, numbered to 99, 14 out of 99 on the front up there. Dan Issel, game used jersey. Really happy to get that as cheap as I did. A lot of younger guys out there don't really know who this is. They don't even realize he was a Hall of Famer, and that's because he played before I was even born, and I'm an old guy. So anyway, really happy to get that. Sorry this video took so long. I never expected to have that much trouble getting into these packages, but I'm really happy to add all this to my collection and share it with you all today. Thank you all so much for watching. Check out my other videos. I have tons of videos on here that are nowhere near this long. And I'll be back again soon in the future with more cool videos on recent pickups.